All right. Good afternoon, and welcome to the fifth and final hour of learning session related to Adobe Express and how to teaching science with Adobe Express. This session is being recorded as the other ones were, so we will be sharing this out after today's session at some point, and you will also receive credit for today's session. So thank you for joining. I think both of you guys on this call were up. We lost one. We're on prior session. So I'll just hand it over to you, Tom, and you could kick it off, and then I'll just sit in the background. And as people join, I'll remind them that the session's going to be recorded. And there's George. All right. Take it away, Tom.
Awesome. Thank you, Scott. Welcome to Teach Science with Adobe Express. I'm going to put my presentation, which I actually did in Adobe Express web page in the chat. I could put that in. Sorry about the music thing. I did not wind up playing music. Typically, if I have a long thing, why is it doing that? Just stop. Typically, if I have a long wait time before we get started, I do a little music or something. So I didn't do that in this case. All right. A little bit about me. I'm Tom Mulaney. I'm here through a partnership of Adobe's with Advanced Learning Partnerships. So Advanced Learning Partnerships provides professional development for a lot of Adobe customers. And that's where I come in. My background is I was a special education teacher. I was then a middle and high school social studies teacher. Then I was an instructional coach. Now I teach adults. I teach teachers. I have the distinct honor and privilege, the best job in the world, the ability to teach after lunch. There's no better time to teach, right? And so we'll do science after lunch today. Who doesn't want to do that? All right. And by the way, in this session, I'm going to show you a few use cases, some ideas. So I'll demo and then I'll let you play, and then, then we'll wrap it up, right? So, it is what it is. You all, as long as we're just two participants, feel free to unmute or drop in the chat, it's fine. I just want to meet your needs. So creative side of science. Generate new ideas. Oh, we're up to 3 participants. Heck yeah, let's go. Generate new ideas, make connections between different concepts, develop innovative solutions to complex problems. And we want to talk about scientific thinking to confront global challenges, such as the advent of AI and helping our students deal with the ethical concerns there, right? Climate change, sustainable agriculture, mental health challenges, and so much more. So why would we teach science with Adobe Express, right? Science education provides students with the opportunity to deepen understanding of their surroundings. So being creative in science allows students to generate new ideas, to make interesting connections between related concepts, and to develop innovative solutions to complex problems. So let's start with the scientific method video, right? So again, this is just playing with Adobe Express video. So I'm going to click on this video template link, copy link address, and I'm going to go into where I'm signed into Adobe Express. And by the way, here I am in Adobe Express, and it looks lovely. And you can see all the cool things you can do. This one's going to be a video, which you can always create a video from scratch right there under the plus. But I'll just open a new tab and we'll go there. Okay. And okay, give me a second. I need to get to the editable template. So this link, by the way, is there. That was the lesson plan. But then when you go to editable template, you click on this little open in Adobe Express, and we are there. And what happens is you get this video. Now, this video is not about the scientific method, but I'm going to adapt it to make it so. And what I'm thinking is maybe we'll do a few, the 3 demos I'm going to do, and then I'll give you playtime, and then we'll wrap up and go. All right. So that's what we're going to do. If we stay at 3, I think maybe we'll get this done before the hour, TBD. Right. All right. If that's okay with everybody. But all right, let me do scientific method. And what I'm going to apply the scientific method to, well, first let's do let's do scientific method. I can't name the same thing twice. Scientific method, March 5. Okay, March 5 isn't maybe the best namer, but we'll go with it. So here, this thing says the internet, and let's call this, I'm going to say and I'm going to say problem. Okay, and I'm going to by Tom Moline. I understand. Well, I haven't told you what our experiment's going to be yet. And then the second one is going to be the hypothesis. And so you know what? I'll just throw a little text on there right now, and I'll just say hypothesis. And let me give that text a little shape. If you've been with me, you know I love the shapes. And this is my favorite shape right there. Oh, that is good stuff. And what I'll do real quick is I'll make that shape color. When I go back to shape, I can change the color, and I'm going to make it white. Okay. Maybe shrink that a little bit and move it over here. Okay. And then the last thing is going to be called experiment. And so I'm just going to say experiment. And then I'm going to delete these other two. Now, what am I going to apply the experiment? Good. What am I going to apply this to? And slides. Yes. Hey, David. Slides are here. And it's really more of a Adobe Express webpage presentation, not slides. The problem I'm going to try to solve is, do double stuffed Oreos really have twice as much cream? So I'm going to go here, and in the background, I'm going to click on media, and I'm going to do a quick little search for Oreos. And there we are. Let's go with this one. And I'll delete, let me delete that one. I'm going to set as page background. Oh, all right, good start. And these are definitely off-brand Oreos, but let's just go with it. And my hypothesis is they do not. And again, we're going to change this image. Oh, that's another video. Under media, are there any videos for Oreos? No, all right, we're going to keep with the photo. So let's go get a photo. And for that one, we'll go this one. That to me looks like it's a double stuff. If that's, I don't know if you all can tell, but that looks, I mean, maybe it's just a little zoomed in on the cream there. But so I'll set that as page background. And then let's go to the experiment. And so the experiment, again, I would just delete this thing. And see, unfortunately, I want to look for Oreos broken, and because that's how we would do the experiment, right? We would crack them all open and then weigh the two. Unfortunately, we're not going to do that. So what is the best I can come up with here? And yeah, I know I could do, well, of course, if I had a camera, I could upload from device, right? I could do the generative. And I'll show you actually real quick. When you do the generative, let me do a quick here. Oreos with their cookies. I think, and we'll click generate. I think that's actually a pretty good description of what I'm looking for, because that's the experiment. I don't know. This one's got a lot of crumbs. This one is kind of, although they're like mutated Oreos. And now we're getting a little, so anyway, let's pretend we went like this one. And again, you can do the same exact thing where you set as page background and boom. And so now I have a video, and remember, I can always record in with my video. So let me do a quick recording here. So audio, I'll record my voiceover. Do double stuffed Oreos really have twice as much cream? My hypothesis is they do not have twice as much. To experiment, we have to separate and then weigh the cream. Now, of course, I forgot that on this thing, we have to separate. So on this thing, these animate in. They're little videos that animate in. So guess what? Don't worry, just delete them. Now we're good, and it would work. To experiment, we have to separate and then weigh the cream. And of course, I could just delete this little and just expand that to where I have to expand it. And that's a video. Bam, you made a video documenting your experiments. So that's the first little fun little use case that your kids could do for experiments. And there, like I said, this site has the lesson plan and the template ready to go. All right. If you want to in the chat, and I know we only have like 3 or 4 of you, whoa, hello. We got, hi everybody. If you're just joining, let me put the presentation, which is actually a Adobe Express webpage in the chat. In the meantime, if you can think of a science lesson where students could use a video template to plan their course of action, feel free to do that. I love to have those prompts in the middle there. Really fun stuff as far as the cool things your kids can do with Express in science. All right, let's talk about cycles. Can we talk about cycles, please? All right. Now, one thing about me is that when I do demos, and I actually did this, I think in the infographic session, I love talking about the water cycle. I think the water cycle is just fun as heck. And we're going to do that right now. And we're going to do it from scratch. We're not even going to do a template, even though there are so many of them in Express. So we're going to go home right here, and we're just going to do new. And I'm going to just do a square. Okay. We can always play with that, but I'm just going to do new square. And I'm going to call this water cycle March 5. Okay. And what I'm going to do is again, go to a media. And if you remember in my earlier class, we did stream, mountains and stream. This time it's going to be the background. All right, and this image is my favorite. I always go with this one. And again, my favorite trick, just set it as background. It's like Ron Popeil back in the day. You set it and you forget it. You don't have to worry about it. You don't even have to think about it. Now I'm going to add a little text. And under text, I'm actually going to go add your text. And we're going to go, let's go bungee shade, if I can find it. Because I really like bungee shade, which is a really fun one. It's pretty popular now, actually. Not seeing it there. There are, as you can see, a lot of options. Hold on, more fun. No. Give me 1 second. Bungee, here we go. We'll do regular. Let's do inline. Okay. And I'm going to say water cycle. What I'll do here, I'm going to, now you can't see that, right? Black against that. No, that's not going to work. So what we're going to do is we're going to change that to white. So go all the way to white. And then, oh, my bad. I changed the transparency, not the, because I'm like, wait. So I changed the transparency. That's on me. For white, we could either go all the way up here, or we could just do straight F. So FF. Oh, and that's also under swatches. What am I doing? It's right there. Okay. And as always, I'm going to go to shape. I'm going to do what I always do. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go get my like paintbrush shape, and we're going to go with like a blue color here. So shape, let's go like a dark blue. Let's get real dark. Oh, I don't know if you all can see, at least on my screen, it looks amazing. I love this color. But now we're going to play with the transparency. Just ease it up a little bit, just so you can see just through it. And let's see what that looks like. I like it. Now, for the water cycle, I have evaporation, surface runoff, precipitation, transpiration, condensation. Can I do this quickly? Yes, because I can always duplicate with a right click and duplicate. So that'll be, this is going to be evaporation. And what I'm going to do is I need to make this a lot shorter, right? So we'll go down to like, I don't know, 48. Great. There's my evaporation, which we're going to say is here. Right click, duplicate. Watch how fast I can do this. And then next one will be surface runoff. So surface runoff, I think I'll put like over here. And duplicate. And then that'll be precipitation. So that's coming from over here. Okay. And actually, let's put that like here. And then we'll do condensation. 2 more. So up here in the clouds is your condensation. And then here we're going to do transpiration. So one last one, duplicate from the trees, transpiration. All right. Nope. I think I just need the eye. Yes. Okay. So it's looking pretty good, like what I got, but I want some more things. So for instance, let's say rain for precipitation, right? What is that going to look like? So I'll go over here in my elements and I'll just search for rain. Now you can add one of these, and like to me, elementary school, wonderful, beautiful, right? That's fun, but I'm going to make more of an icon. So let me delete that, go back over here to icons. And here we'll do, this is actually pretty good. We'll do this and then, there, actually, we'll do that. And then I got to make that a different color. What color should we make it? Let's try white and see how that goes. See, all right, that's a little rough. Maybe if I make it a little smaller. See, you could do that. That's not bad. Maybe go a little lower. All right, and so you can do those things, add those icons and things. And you see, I've done this in a pretty quick period of time. The one last thing I'm going to do is a curved arrow. So if I do elements, curved arrow. And let's go with, oh, I like this one. And so I'm going to make this the blue color. Custom, let's go like a more of a dark blue. Great. And so now evaporation, I would actually have to reverse that. So let's flip that. And yeah, there you go. I might have to make that white because I can't, it's not really showing up. There we go. Oh, do you see that? Oh, and then if I do duplicate and we get this one, and again, I'm going to switch that again, and that maybe make it a little smaller, and then that could like turn, let's turn it around, let's rotate it a little bit. Oh yeah, that's the good stuff. You see what I'm getting at? Like we can really have some fun with this, get artsy. I mean, I think, is it me or is this just amazing? I'll just download that real quick. Always do PNG when you have more than a photo or anything other than a photo in a file. And I will just quickly add that to the chat because I'm proud. What do you want? I'm proud of it. There we go. Oh, so much pride, so much. All right. I know I've been talking for a little while. Okay, but I'm going to show you one more demo and then it's going to be playtime. So the last demo. And by the way, feel free to share in the chat if you have an idea, a cycle that students could use and they could create and express. What images and icons? See there, I got the rain icon, right? I used an image of mountains and streams to create it, right? Cell cycle, absolutely, yeah. And you would think like, what all can be put into this? What all would I expect to see, right? For my students to demonstrate they've learned it. Thank you, Jolene. All right, let's talk about documenting experiments. And so again, we have a lesson plan and a template here. And all right, so in this case, let me click copy link address, go back to, this is one that I kind of did earlier if you were in my student presentations. But I'll try to give it a fresh spin, a fresh coat of paint, right? And this is create a web page outlining a specific experiment. So I'm going to, like I said, fresh paint a coat for those who saw this earlier. When you click on that, it actually gives you a little template. How cool is that? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this my Brian Shrimp lab. I told the story in the infographics, or no, the presentation session, that when I was a senior in high school, I took AP Bio. And I was asked to look under a microscope and count the number of brine shrimp. And they were going 1 million miles an hour, to which I said, and then I, immediately gave up. And I just started writing a number on the page, trying to think of like a plausible number. And my teacher caught me. And she asked, okay, we'll talk about that in a second, George. She asked, how many brine shrimp were there? And I said about 10. She didn't take too kindly to that. But anyway, all right, let's talk about that. Can we do an animated GIF? Let me go back to the water cycle and let me add an animation or two. So this here, anything you have, you can animate. So here, I'll put this as an animation and we'll do and we'll do, I kind of want it to surge on there. Grow, let's do grow as the animation. Oh, love it. And then this as an animation, we'll do in and we'll do rise. And you see, it's already making it like a bit of a video. And then this one we'll do maybe in from the side. So in and drift. Okay. I'm going to play it real quick. Let's see what it looks like. Love when I get the questions. Okay. Okay. Now, when we click download, yeah, I don't think we can do it as a GIF just yet. I think the best that we can do is an MP4 video. Yeah. Sorry about that. I think that's what it's going to be. It's going to be an MP4. Yeah, okay. That's a good question. I kind of thought that it was possible, but I didn't know for certain. So I appreciate the question. That's something I'm seeing the team at Adobe this week. I'll be there with them at the North Carolina State Education Conference, and I will happily mention that to them. All right, we were on that web template, that web page template. So brine shrimp, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to change this background. I'm going to replace this image. I'm going to do brine shrimp. And looks a little, yeah, we'll go with this guy. And we're going to call this brine shrimp lab. And we'll put my name here. Boom, great. And then it's going to say setup and process and outcome. And so what I can start doing is I can just start replacing the image. All right. And oh, right. There are not many, but I can upload from device. And let me go get my brine shrimp images. So let's pretend for a second that I took these pictures in class, and go to the large icons. And let's go with this one. All right. This is what's called a, this one is what's called a split layout. Yeah. Okay. And then here you can do all of these like a little photo grid and replace images as well. And then this one in this glide show. Oh, I think with a glide show, edit photos here. Okay. And I'm going to upload from device, and I'm going to do the ponds in that one. And I'm going to delete this one. Delete. Yep. Okay. And save. Okay. So that's my glide show. And I have text here. And remember, GIFs. I did this in my last session, but I want to make sure you all can know this. And I'll just do brine shrimp. Now, I don't know if your kids can access Jiffy or if you can, but ooh, this is a cool little piece for engagement. Now, oh, not that one, that's for sure. Remember, I'm on Jiffy now, not on, but here, I'll do a quick little, I'll do this one. And I will click share, copy GIF link, and watch this. Oh. And we'll click paste, save, and I'll say, you know, I'll just put a little text that says, see, or brine, shrimp, reading, pools, I don't know. Okay. And from there, you can add buttons to like to other things. You can add YouTube videos. What I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to add my scientific method, let's add my experiment video. Fine. So I'm going to click share. I'm going to click publish to web, publish link. I think this will work. I think the publish link works. Pretend that it, has to do with the experiment there. Publishing your design. The design is when you publish to the web, that's one of those things that takes like a hot minute. It's not that long, but it will take a minute. Great. I'll click copy link. Let's see how that goes in my add a video. There's that there. And it's there. And if I hit play, so now I got a little website documenting the many things I have been doing. And remember, when you present, you can also click that to get into other tabs as you present. Obviously, I have a lot of images to replace, but there we go. And there we go. And then there's my video. You should hear this once it turns on. Do double stuffed Oreos really have twice as much cream? My hypothesis is they do not have twice as much. There we go. All right. Again, I'm getting hungry for Oreos. Anyway, so that's that. So that's 3 use cases right there. What I want to do now is I want to give you all time to play and do so you can make and you have the links here on the site. And again, the presentation link is here. And I want you to do a couple things. I want you to be playing. And then here with my share your work button, I've shown this off before, but it's this thing called Fig Jam. It's just a nice place to collect everybody's stuff. And so what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to zoom in on any sticky note. I'm going to put my text there. I'm going to say Tom's amazing water cycle. And what I can do is I can click this plus button, go to more, and add media. And then I will click on this thing and boom, it's there. And so I'll just leave it right there. And so you see that there's even a little comment button if you wanted to give Tom a little comment. Hey, that's amazing. So I will say that's where we share our work, and I'll copy the link. And we'll come back at all right, let's see here. 15. Why don't we take 15 minutes and kind of see where we are? That way we won't be so rushed at the end. If it goes a little shorter than 3:45, I don't think that's the end of the world. Let's do that. During this time, it's a great time to ask questions. Let me know what you all would like, what all are things that are on your mind, questions you have. I already see a few that we've gotten to. But if you don't, if you think hey, I got to answer this or that, let's do that. All right. So let's get to about 3:30 and then we'll start our closing things to do it. All right. Jolene, it's your choice. If you want to do a video for an experiment, if you want to do a web page for an experiment, if you want to make a cycle like I did, this is your choice. This is your time to play with something. If you want to just make a little infographic like of a cycle or something like that, that you could use with your kids, like share with your kids, go ahead. We'll let this be your independent creation time. But of course, remember, I'm here to help with any questions that you have, either microphone or in the chat.
The reason I was asking is I was trying to do the project that would go along with the Adobe course online to get the badge.
Mhm.
When I'm in there and it says like for the assignment, remix our template and make your own graphic. When you click on remix our template, it just takes you to the main page of Adobe Express and it doesn't have a template. That's why I was asking.
Oh,
Which template?
if that's the case, I'm just gonna say remix our template. Okay. Yeah, all right. That's totally fine. What I would say is use I would say, in fact, I would say just make something, any file at all that you want to make. I'm sure that if it's a science file, that it would be totally acceptable to get the badge. You can always email me. I'll drop my email here if that happens and it's like there's a problem with it, and I can talk to the folks at Adobe. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Wait. Hey, George, that's really interesting. You know what? I'm gonna try to do that because now I'm curious. Now I'm interested. All right. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna try that. You all can keep working if you're like, Tom, I just gotta get my stuff done. But now you got me. I'm gonna do MP4 and we're gonna do a 720p and we're gonna download and then I'm gonna see what I can do. Thank you, George. These are just great questions and people are diving in and figuring this stuff out. I love it. Download? No, almost done. It says done. Okay. Let's go home. Convert to GIF. Look at do I'm upset with myself, to be honest with you, more than I am impressed with Adobe. All right, let's see. Convert to GIF. Let's see if this happens. So this was like a 5-second video. It's under downloads. Yeah, let's hit download. It's a good thing I was doing this presentation today. So when I'm at the conference on Wednesday to Friday, I'll get it. All right. So did it download? Almost. And guess what, George? You've taught me something in Adobe Express because that is what I call an animated GIF, pal. Wow. All right. Awesome. Something I don't have to tell. Hey, Adobe team, can we make GIFs? And again, like that's the same with the caption. So if you make a video in Express, you can't caption it while you're making it, but then you can go to quick actions, view all, and upload it back in under video, caption video, which is so cool. It's my favorite AI thing that Express does. Awesome. All right. Well, I'm not going to talk anymore. I'm going to give you all time. We still have another 7 minutes of playtime. And like George, if you got questions or thoughts or ideas, throw them in the chat or on Okay, there's 1 minute left. If you haven't had a chance to add something to the Fig Jam, I would just encourage you to do that. Wait, let's share your work link. I had it already. So I just added my animated GIF version of the water cycle to the Fig Jam. Little play button. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to, use the tools in conjunction sometimes. Yeah, conjunction, right? All right. And there we are. All right. Well, everyone, I know. So we're going to take the next like 10, 15 to just kind of wrap up. Let's get it all wrapped up. We've talked about some science stuff. Let me get into our presentation one more time, because in said presentation, I have a number of links for you that I need you. And I saw one of you is going ahead of me, right? So the course for badging, but before we even do the course for badging, I'm going to ask you to do the attendance. And the reason I'm going to do the attendance is that one of you is going to win a swag package from Adobe. So please get on this attendance. I'm about to drop it right in the chat, even though it is linked on the presentation, but there you go. And let me see if I can get that swag. This is what, excuse me, is what the swag looks like. It is the notebook and the little tumbler. And yeah, so one of you is going to win that. So as long as you complete the attendance, otherwise you're not eligible. Yeah, got to be in it to win it. So let's take a couple minutes to work on the attendance. Let me know if there's any questions, and then we'll get into badging and surveys and all that good stuff. And everyone's odds are pretty decent because we have a smaller group here. And we've already had, I see one winner already. So that person's kind of, I'd still ask you to please complete the attendance because Adobe wants the record keeping, all that good stuff.
I'm rooting for George. George has been in every one of these sessions while
Oh, well, and thank you, George. And by the way, George, thank you. There's so many, Adobe Express, I will say this, especially when you work with the kids, focus on the basics, focus on the texts and the images and the text, images, and the icons, right? If those three, but there's so many little things, all these, and like you can edit PDFs in it. So enjoy. Oh, and Jolene, you were too. And Jolene, you've been fantastic.
sorry to miss you,
asking
Jolene.
questions.
I didn't
I appreciate
in
all
every
the
session.
questions you've been asking. All right, with that, speaking of asking questions, let's not ask questions. Let's state our truth. And so there's a survey, and this survey, this is it. This is the survey. All right. Whatever. I'm going to ask you to just do this because I'm going to, our friends at Adobe, they like to know who all they were training, but also how it went. So surveys in the chat as well. So I'm going to ask you to complete that survey. And then we'll get to badging in another minute or so. 5 badges today. All right, speaking of badges, let's get into badges. So this is the course for badging. Again, I think, and as you can see, I've started working on it. You at the end might have an assignment to complete where you might have to it looks like you have to upload a file. Okay. And it says remix our template, but that goes nowhere. So I would say just whatever you created just now, I focus on that. Let me put the badge link in there, and then in a couple minutes we'll do the drawing, and then we can call it a day. Okay, so let's get the badge link in there. You want to do the badges there, and okay. All right, let's do our drawing. Give me a second here. I want to get all my stuff in order. And so if we look at the spreadsheet of attendance, this is the source of truth. Let's see, the last session here, these are all the 15, so not many. So I only got, I can give you like another minute before I draw it. 83 to 87 at the moment, but I'll give you another minute to get your attendance completed if you haven't done it. But I guess all right, 83 to 87. All right, but we'll wait another minute on that. In the meantime, like maybe I'll do it at 39. Chrissy, I don't know if I understand. I guess I was too early in the hour. I don't know if I understand what you said there, Chrissy. But just make sure you get that attendance in, and I'll here again. Oh, you filled it out. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, hold on. Okay, let me go and let's go be clear about that. So there's Chrissy. Oh, and I see the yes, all right, you're right. So it's going to be 82 to 87. Okay, fair enough. And as a student who used to go on ahead all the time, I totally understand that. All right, let's do it. Let's not. All right, no more. All right. So I'm going to go get the random number generator. Love the random number generator. It's my favorite thing. Oh, it's wrong statement. And we said 82, 87. Last one was won by 77. Let me click generate. And it was 82. Hello. And I think we know who that was. Yes, it was you, Chrissy. Congratulations. Did you win before? I don't think you won before. No, you didn't. I think I just read your name off this before. Okay. Cool. All right. Chrissy, you're going to get an email from Tom Mulaney at alplearn.com that will have a swag link. And with that, I know we're a little before 3:45. I hope that's okay. It was a lovely session. I'll definitely stick around and answer questions for you that you may have. Chrissy, it's going to just say Adobe swag. And we'll go from there.
Great question, George. Absolutely. Can you email me separately, George, or anybody with requests for future Hour of Learning sessions? That would be great. And I'll just jump in to say you will also receive my PDE credit And a big thank you to Tom for all 5 sessions. They were all great. A lot of engagement, a lot of interesting tips that people are going to definitely utilize in Adobe. What a great tool. So thank you again, Tom. And I will go ahead and stop recording now. And I guess Tom will hang out for a minute or two. Don't feel that you need to stay long, Tom. If you guys have any follow-up questions that you don't think of today, feel free to email myself or Tom directly, and we'd be happy to help you out. And thanks again. Appreciate everybody's attendance.
Yeah, this is great. My pleasure. A fun and quick day. It was 8:45, 9 o'clock, but 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, I feel like it flew by.
Yeah,
Great work.
thank you.
Thanks, Scott. Tom.